From our orbital sanctuary, gravity abandoned the surface, pulling our proudest cities upward, into the cosmic abyss. Our oldest celestial companion broke apart, silently marching ahead of us into the eternal void. Oceans abandoned their ancient basins, flowing upward into the dark maw like rivers of glass. Forms became unrecognizable as the immense invisible force dragged our very bodies toward the darkness. From above, the continental plates shattered like fragile porcelain, revealing the burning heart beneath. The protective magnetic shield collapsed, bleeding strange, ethereal colors into the unforgiving, cold vacuum. We approached the boundary of no return, where all futures collapse into a singular point. Time itself began to shatter, repeating our final, agonizing moments in an endless loop. The entire history of humanity was flattened into an impossible disk of pure, concentrated light. The absolute center of destruction called to us, a microscopic dot, heavier than the universe itself. The very fabric of reality tore open, revealing the cold mechanics of a dying, dimensional space. We crossed the final threshold, where space and time no longer held any meaning. The rules of our universe were rewritten before our very eyes in the dark. Every single law of physics dissolved into a chaotic soup of raw, infinite energy. We witnessed the hidden skeleton of the universe, exposed in the heart of the abyss. Through the strange-looking glass, our destroyed home became a bridge to another, terrifying reality. Inside the singularity, yesterday and tomorrow collided violently in an end. The absolute center contained not just destruction. Matter simply forgot its own shape, morphing into geometric nightmares that defied human comprehension completely. Even gravity forgot its ancient purpose, pushing and pulling reality into an unrecognizable, tangled web. Our completely crushed planet was violently spat out into a sky filled with unfamiliar suns. The darkness was not empty. It was densely filled with goats of consumed worlds. We were digested by the cosmos, broken down into the fundamental building blocks of existence. Inside the cosmic tunnel, the speed of light felt like crawling through thick, freezing mud. The singularity acted as a mirror, reflecting our darkest fears across a canvas of nothingness. A terrifying new universe awaited us. At the end of the violent gravitational birth canal, we helplessly fell upward into a sky made of shattered dimensions and bleeding, strange colors. The final pulse of Earth. from the scattered ashes of our destroyed world. The cosmic architect tried to rebuild our home, but fundamentally misunderstood the blueprints. Nature itself was replaced by a cold, mechanical reflection of our forgotten past. Everything we built was mashed together into a confusing labyrinth of dead concrete. Roads that once led home now spiraled endlessly into the depths of madness. Our proudest machines were swallowed by the strange earth, becoming lifeless metal veins. Famous landmarks were mocked, rebuilt inside out by an entity lacking human logic. The roaring oceans were silenced, instantly frozen into a terrifying monument of glass. Gravity forgot its direction, dragging our remaining history sideways into a central pillar. We left behind monuments of garbage, crying dark tears in a strange universe. Even the trees forgot how to grow, reaching desperately into a dead sky. Rivers defied gravity completely, fleeing the cursed ground to hide in the clouds. The dead city began to breathe, animated by a deeply sinister cosmic rhythm. Ghostly trains travel on invisible rails. Two realities violently crashed into one another, creating a chaotic, overlapping physical nightmare. The mountains wore the faces of those we lost, sleeping in eternal stone, shadows detached from their masters, wandering the broken streets with a life alone. A labyrinth of mirrors trapped our final reflections. In an endless silent loop, the stone watchers turned their heads, observing our final descent into pure madness. The edges of the world folded inward, packing away humanity into a box. The physical world peeled away, leaving only the cold, underlying mathematics of a dead universe. We became mere cogs inside a cosmic machine, built for a purpose beyond our comprehension. Every monument we carved from stone was unraveled into a single thread of raw light. The solid earth vanished like a forgotten dream, leaving behind only shadows and dark rivers. Direction lost its meaning as the compasses spun wildly in a universe without a center. Even the memories of our footsteps were erased from the massive cosmic looking glass permanently. The elements themselves refused to obey the old laws, stacking into impossible geometric liquid cubes. The organic world hardened into cold, singing crystals mourning the loss of the warm sun. Our endless subterranean journeys continued blindly through the void, carrying the concentrated light of a billion souls, was snuffed out in a single violent heartbeat. The broken crust of our home reformed into a silent tomb, wandering an alien galaxy. Reality dissolved into raw static, erasing the final mountain peaks from the great cosmic canvas. Our final 6 signals beamed into the empty dark, remaining forever unanswered by the cosmos. The very building blocks of matter surrendered, unraveling into a single black line of dissidence. A tiny grimoire was all that remained. the fiery heart of our world grew cold, freezing solid in the ultimate eternal winter. The universe simply blinked, and our entire grand existence was completely forgotten by the dark.